Hi guys, my name is Yusuf. Welcome back to Common Ground Motorists. This is again.
And my name is Haider. And this is Kimi.
So today's topic, we're going to be talking about Acura NSX, which is a high-performance sports car that combines advanced technology with exhilarating performance. Obviously, here today our setting's a bit different. You want to change things up a little bit. So we have some. We're in a coffee shop that's also enthusiastic within the car automobile industry.
So with that being said, I'll be defending the Audi e-tron GT-RS. In this specific podcast, we're doing hybrid versus electric, and this guy is going to be doing the design analysis. Do a brief introduction about yourself and what led you to this podcast?
Sure. Okay, yeah. So hi. Hello everyone. My name is Kim. I'm a student like these guys in Wollongong, and I'm a freshman studying visual communication design, and I'm just here to just give my point of view on how these two different cars differentiate in their models and in their design. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, obviously, I say let's get started. Yes.
Let's get started.
Okay. Perfect. So, as I said before, the Acura NSX is a high-performance sports car that combines advanced technology and with exhilarating performance. So, it features a mid-mounted twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine paired with three electric motors. That means the acceleration from 0 to 100 is insane, beyond insane actually. So it produces a power of 573 horsepower. I'm not gonna lie, for a V6 that's 3.5 liters, that's also turbocharged and with three electric motors, I personally find that a little bit underwhelming. It should be more, but maybe with the weight of the car, that could be an advantage. But as I was saying, the NSX utilizes a sophisticated super handling all-wheel drive system, which allows for precise power distribution towards the different wheels of the car, which also enhances stability and the handling of the car, which is very important, especially when we're looking at a performance-based car.
So obviously for the hybridized version of that specific supercar, Honda is known for their performance vehicles, at least when it comes to their history. And NSX is one poor example when it comes to vehicle performance in that specific vehicle lineup. So with that being said, obviously you wouldn't have to recognize what this car is just by simply looking at it, because the design language is very much similar to the Acura or the Honda Civic. But at the same time, there's a mid-engine and their design language, it's fair to say that the design language is more related to a supercar oriented. Is that the first statement?
Yes. I don't know I don't know any basic technicalities to how the engines of a sports car would work or any basic car would work, but if the design if anything to do with the design of a car in its interior would complement or would have its would have its like its spatial configuration of where it should be or where it should not be, in its placement of where it should be in a car's interior. If the exterior has anything to do with that, or it has a direct impact on how that works, then sure, whatever the engine would have to translate for its performance or its I guess its output of whatever the engine is supposed to do for a sports car like the Audi e-tron. If the engine is designed or made in a certain way to complement its performance or complement the way it looks in its exterior, from the interior, when somebody has to analyze the interior, then so be it. Like let it be a positive, let it be a good thing for the Audi e-tron.
So, as
Coming back, sorry to interrupt, because I have to go through the technical features of the Audi e-tron GTRS very quickly.
Yes.
So obviously, I will be defending the electric vehicle, and part of the reason why is because that specific model makes the exact same power as the Acura NSX.
which is why we picked it for today, obviously.
Obviously, we suggested for that specific vehicle comparison, and the reason why is partly because the Audi e-tron GTRS is an all-electric performance sedan that combines luxury and sportiness. It is powered by a dual motor setup, with one motor driving the front wheels and another driving the rear wheels, resulting in Audi's signature quattro all-wheel drive system. And with the combined output of 637 brake horsepower, making it one of the most powerful performance cars from Audi's lineup. So obviously, when it comes to Audi releasing newer types of vehicles, I first thought that the Audi R8 is as high as it can get in terms of the performance figures that is coming out from the Audi. But unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the e-tron GTRS is much faster than the R8.
Yeah, of course.
You never know what type of vehicles that would come out of the Audi's fleet that makes them perform much better than their predecessors. Is that a fair statement?
It is a fair statement, but obviously you have to understand the fact that Audi has electric motors, and its electric cars generally speaking, can accelerate much faster. Maybe top speed might vary compared to gas-powered cars, but the EV market acceleration is so much better. But anyways, let me just continue with the NSX. So obviously it's a lightweight chassis, it's made out of aluminum, so obviously it's very durable, and also it is very durable and very light, and also gives an active airflow when whilst driving. So the aerodynamics of the car is wonderful, especially when it has a rear spoiler and a front grille shutters, which optimizes the downforce of the car, minimizes drag, which allows the car to accelerate faster. So the NSX offers multiple driving modes: Quiet, Sport, Sport Plus, and Track. Obviously Track being the best without traction control. So the characteristics to their preferences. Obviously for the user and the consumer, when they want to buy the car, they have more options when it comes towards it. Let me just finish off with NSX and I'll let you go ahead. So 0 to 60 in around 3 seconds. Obviously very impressive, especially for a hybrid car. And the interior of the NSX offers a driver-focused cockpit. So the cockpit and the interior of the car is very much of a race car, and it's very tailored towards performance. It also is very comfortable. It also has advanced technology as an infotainment system. Is a dual screen, and And lastly, I'd like to say that the NSX represents a perfect blend of cutting-edge technology, dynamic performance, and refined luxury, delivering an exhilarating driving experience for car enthusiasts.
Now, obviously, when I look at the Acura NSX, it's fair to say from the design language that very more is related to the Honda NSX. Even when it comes to the predecessor of the Honda NSX, they look very much the same.
Yeah.
But the more I look at it, it feels more like a Honda Civic. Is that the first statement?
No, I do not see any Honda Civic. Maybe the headlights a little bit, but I do not see any Honda Civic in it.
Obviously, when it comes to the design language from the back, you would say that a lot of the design is like a supercar, except from the front, because the front is an exact copy-paste from the Honda Civic. Is that the first statement?
That's not a fair statement. No. Sorry. Yeah. I wouldn't say that's a fair statement though. Only because, well, there's a lot of, what do you say? There's a lot of design, I guess, takeaways or different design analogies when it comes to how the Acura would look from the front and the interior. Like you can say that, okay, you can say that there's similar line shapes from the Honda Civic. Sorry, yeah, you can say that there are some similar line shapes from the Honda Civic in relation to this Acura model, but I wouldn't say that they copy pasted anything. It's just a matter of them doing their own measurements of how the air or how any of the external physical or any other type of variables they would have to consider when they make the frontal design, like when they make the front design of any sports car. They would have to take into consideration things like aerodynamics, drag, or any other kind of any type of factor that would have to make the Acura look the way it looks right now for an output for an end product like this. For me, I say that they've done a very nice, unique linear design for the front. Obviously, there are some you can take different aspects of nature and you take different aspects of any kind of animate or inanimate object that would reflect or have the same similarities to a car like this. But I would honestly like this car as a sports car at the design base level analogy. Yes, it looks really good. Like it just has really good line shapes that make it look appealing. At least for a modern type of a super sports car being made like this, I would say it looks good. It just looks good. I don't even have to say anything to say like, oh, this car or sorry, yeah, like this car, if it had to be like in real life, like, oh, this car must look bad or it must look in a certain way, like certainly like not good in any way. No, it looks good because the line, everything to do with the car from the linear design point, it's been done well. That's it.
Yeah. If you ask me, I love the design of Acura. Yes. Honestly, it's very beautiful, in my opinion.
For me, I wouldn't say I hate it. I love the design, especially when it comes to the linear design from the front and from the rear sides. But only when I look at the front, I start questioning the car itself. Is that an Acura or is that a Honda Civic or something? Because it looks somewhat similar to the Honda Civic, but at the same time, I just felt like design languages can be similar to other types of vehicles, which makes it somewhat of a disadvantage. Now, coming back to the technical features of the Audi e-tron GT RS, obviously the total output is around 637 brake horsepower. Like I said, making it the most powerful electric vehicles in its class, and in the Audi's lineup, it features a large battery pack with a capacity of approximately 93 kilowatts, providing a range of around 280 miles on a single charge. Now, it's fair to say that when it comes to electric vehicles, 280 miles on a single charge is not a lot.
Compared to gas-powered cars, obviously, it does not compare, but obviously, we have to understand that each one is in its first generation. Obviously, there is going to be room for improvement. Obviously, since the EV market is very on the way towards development and improvements, but right now it does not stand against the Acura NSX because I'm pretty sure they have like a much higher range.
Because the reason why is because compared to our previous podcast where we compared a Tesla Model S, right, which is a high performance vehicle, this car is capable of reaching 500 in range, and it is quite a difference compared to that vehicle. So obviously there could be some improvements in terms of battery capacity. as well as the utility of the charging stations that is built all around this country. Now, coming back to the technical features, the e-tron GTRS can accelerate 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. That's according to Audi. Like previously mentioned, German cars underestimate the amount of power and the performance vehicles of their own vehicles. This car can actually do 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, which is actually the speed of gravity. So, with that being said, I mean, it's safe to say that this is a very fast car, and it utilizes an advanced regenerative braking system, which helps in recovering energy during deceleration and extends the vehicle's range. But the amount you get from the braking is very little compared to charging, obviously. Now, it obviously boosts a sleek and aerodynamic design with a low slung profile and an aggressive styling cues. Now, if you look at the design language of the Audi e-tron, what would you have to say about that? So, you know how the Audi e-tron looks like. What would you have to say about the design language and in terms of sustainability and the way it looks performance oriented?
Okay. You want my analogy on cars?
For both the performance and the sustainability.
Yeah, of course. So then, like, yeah, man, it's just again, it's just a matter of having this. Yeah, it's just a matter of having the design language of any car would have to reflect on the purpose of that car. Like, if this was meant to be a sport model of an original, like of an original predecessor or type of an Audi, it's an electric, right? And of an Audi electric vehicle, then that's gonna be how do you say, they're gonna design it to reflect its purpose. It's more like the motor vehicle's purpose, original purpose. So
there's something about the shape of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like an electric car because the way it's shaped and everything, it looks like a gasoline-powered vehicle. Is that the first statement?
I mean, you could say that. I me's just running on electric. Like it's running on electric. Like is it pure electric?
Yes,
pure electric.
purely
Okay,
electric.
yeah, it's running. If it's running pure electric, so be it. Like it'll run pure electric. Gasoline, let it. Like if it's gasoline electric, that can be that's a separate analogy on how they would end up designing a sedan. You consider this a sedan. Right? So this could be So if this is going to be an electric sedan from Audi, they're going to design it for an electric sedan for Audi, and they're not going to put so much emphasis or so much focus on this has to be completely or 100% aerodynamic or have the same exact design language or the same exact design outputs of an Audi R8, which is made exclusively to be, the car's output is mainly to be a sports car and nothing, and has no other purpose, right? So this is an electric sedan. So they're going to have to make design language suited for an electric sedan. And they've done the simplistic and I would say the simplistic, easy line shapes of an electric of a motor vehicle on this car. Like this car has the simple line linear design language that you'd expect from an electric vehicle coming from Audi, but they've kept the design language. They've kept the design language of the Audi vehicle to reflect how it is in an Audi vehicle. Like it's basically an Audi. You can tell it's an Audi vehicle, even though it's an electric vehicle.
You can tell by the theme of the car, I guess you could say, in the different aspects. It's very similar towards the other predecessors of the Audi cars.
Even the Porsche Taycan, it somehow looks similar.
No, yeah, of course.
Simply because it's based on the same platform as the Porsche Taycan. It utilizes the same wheelbase, the same transmission, the same
materials used for the Audi
Exactly.
is basically used as the Taycan. But anyways, I guess we should go ahead towards the design and the terms of us picking a common ground, I guess we could say, within the two cars themselves. So, when it comes to design, personally speaking, the Acura, in my opinion, is looks better. But the Audi also has a simplistic style to it, and I pretty much like the Audi more, personally speaking. But when it comes towards the speculations of the car, I think the Acura is better. But design-wise, I give it to Audi, personally speaking.
So for myself, if I had to pick a winner in terms of the design language, the performance figures, and the sustainability on roads, I briefly want to summarize a few aspects when it comes to the Audi, because Audi claims this car makes 637 brake horsepower. Guess how much power it actually makes?
I'm assuming 657.
800 brake horsepower.
That's too much.
It does 0 to 60.
I think I changed my mind.
I mean, obviously, when it comes to the performance figures of German vehicles, you have to remember that German vehicles underestimate the amount of power that they make and even the performance figures. Now, obviously, when it comes to the design language, I personally like the Audi e-tron simply because I just like the elongated shape of the car, especially the way it looks.
It tailors towards your preference, yes?
It tailors, at the same time, it's over-designed, like the aerodynamic aspect. It's fair to say that
So
it's
your
over-designed.
winner, who's your winner? It's clear it's
winner?
Audi, yes?
Well, if I had to summarize who's the winner, dude, like the interior is so much luxurious compared to the Acura NSX.
You have a point. I think I kind of changed my mind, and I do agree with you.
But even the fast charging, it's much faster when it comes to charging compared to any other electric vehicles. Like for example, the time it takes to charge it only takes like 25 minutes with a supercharger. It offers various driving modes, including an efficient mode of maximizing range and dynamic mode for enhanced performance. And obviously it features premium materials from Audi, a digital instrument cluster, and a large touch screen similar to the ones found in the Tesla Model S.
Okay,
So the winner, in my perspective only, is the Audi e-tron GT-RS, but in the future, I have to give the upper hand to the Honda NSX.
No, yeah, of course.
So when it comes to the design language, which of the two vehicles would you have to pick the winner of? Is it the Acura NSX or the Audi e-tron?
But hold on, before I give my sorry. Before I give my I guess my opinion on something like this. Wait, you said what did you
You say you gave it to the Audi. I personally gave it to the Acura in this terms of design, but obviously when it comes towards comfortability, I think the design outside, not in terms of material, just the look of it, I give it to the Acura. But everything else, Audi e-tron. For you, what do you give it?
Oh, okay.
Give us a fast reply on that.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. So then, so for me, then I would say like, just I'm only taking this at the like I'm only taking considerations or variables to do with the external or the outside of each of these model of cars. Like I'm only going to consider the outside of these model of cars. I'm not going to consider anything else. Obviously, they've done more interesting, I would say more eye-catching or more appealing line shapes with the Acura, more than the Audi e-tron. And both cars are designed for different end purposes. Like they're both not primarily being designed for the same purpose.
I would say that the Acura NSX, in terms of the aerodynamics, is a bit over-designed compared to the Audi e-tron. Is that a fair statement? If you look at the design language, the front and the back.
I would say for the front of the front of this model of car, they've done more line shapes for the front model of this car. Yeah, they've done more interesting or more different line shapes than the Audi e-tron. But I would just say like just overall, as in like for how they've done the complete outside design of a car, the Acura has been made for its purpose more well. I would say well. More, like not more, but I would just have that more of a personal. I would have more of a personal preference to having the Acura's outside model of car than with the Audi e-trons. However, I'm not saying that the Audi e-tron was designed in any negative aspect. It was designed really well. I just have a better preference for the Acura. That's it.
Okay, perfect.
Which of the two would you?
So decide tomorrow.
the
You get
Acura,
the
yeah, the Acura has a
Acura.
better outside design.
Okay, perfect.
Overall.
So I guess I'm in between. Your Acura, your e-tron. Hi there. So
There's no winner.
it's a
Just
draw.
matter of preference.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So obviously, I would have to give it to you guys
Is this
to
gonna-
pick who's the winner, because at the end of the day, it's just a matter of personal preference when it comes to the practicality and the design language and everything related to the technical features of the cars. With that being said, I would like to conclude it and say thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thank you. It's been a wonderful time, and I think this is the last episode of the.
Last
I think
episode,
this,
yeah.
this is the last episode of the series.
Okay.
So thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed. This has been Kimi,
This is your
Haida,
first and
and
last
myself,
episode.
Yusuf.
This is your first and last episode. What would you have to say about that?
Oh, my first last. Oh, bro. Okay, fine. If this is gonna be like
First and
okay,
last.
Yeah, if this is my first and last, then sure. Like, I mean, it was nice. It was cool. I just don't do. I do not do this podcasting thing like with people or having like this kind of like proper discussion things with when it comes to like models of cars and anything or any subject matter. I don't do this. I don't do this for myself, but like with you guys, I mean, it was nice. Like,
Yes.
it wasn't like wow, oh my god, like or anything like that. But like it was a nice experience. It was a good experience. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I learned from this. I learned from the environment we're in and everything. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So yes,
Anyways,
thank you guys.
yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening, and I guess if we do another episode, I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye.